They say if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
Bullshit.
Howdy hey, I'm Ray. 8 years ago, June 5th, 2011, I saw a speed paint from YouTuber Blue Kitty of the death of Tiger Star from the Warriors book series. He redid this drawing every year to show how much he improved as he kept drawing. Being a new artist myself and very enthusiastic about the Warriors books, I wanted to try an annual redrawing myself. That very same day, I picked the scene where the house pet princess gave her son to her brother Fireheart so he could be raised as a wildcat. And apparently, I don't know how long a year is. I redrew it half a year later in October 2011, and then again in August 2012, and my most recent version was in March 2014. High time I redo it now, don't you think? I had a lot of weird nostalgic feelings while working on this piece. The very first iterations were made very early in my art journey. The first two were made around my freshman year of high school. I had been drawing for about 3 years at that point. Now I've been drawing for 11 years, and the way I handle drawing is so dramatically different. Through middle and high school, I was drawing 24/7, and I would burn through sketchbooks. Honestly, I'd probably fill a sketchbook cover to cover every 1 to 2 months just because I loved it so much. Now I've successfully made art my career, and I still get to spend my days drawing 24/7, but I haven't filled a sketchbook cover to cover since graduating high school. Anytime I sit down and think about how long it's been since I've completed a sketchbook, it makes me feel all sorts of ways. Like, I feel sad that I don't make time for something that I used to love doing, and I feel weirdly guilty that I don't engage in something that, looking back, was such a big factor in helping me improve. I didn't think about it much at the time, but being able to draw whatever came to my mind at that particular moment really gave me the ability to pull inspiration from myself, if that makes sense. It's really hard to put into words, but I guess what I'm getting at is back then I could and I would draw all day long and never run out of ideas and just be really happy about it. Now I do still draw all day. I have to. It's my job and I love my job. I wouldn't change my career for anything in the world. But I don't know how to draw for myself anymore. I am in such a constant state of chasing deadlines that I just don't have time to doodle anymore. Not for myself, not for my friends, practically nothing. And it's been like this for so long that when I do try to force a break into my schedule to just draw and relax, I don't know how to do it anymore. The 15-year-old Reagan who would sit and endlessly draw my characters in various expressions and poses and spur-of-the-moment scenarios, she was thinking a foreign language. I can't understand how I did it anymore. On top of that, drawing does not make me as happy as it used to. Again, I love it, but I'm very aware of people's eyes and expectations on me now, and more so my expectations on myself. It's hard for me to draw or animate something without afterwards standing back and instead of thinking, wow, I really like this, I tear it apart and I think, how could I do this better? What's the weakest element? What do I need to practice to keep improving? I feel motivated to work and I'm ambitious about what I want for myself, but I don't get the same satisfaction out of drawing when everything is about growing and improving as I did when it was about being happy. Now, this is definitely not to say I wish I didn't feel pressured to get better. Just, I wish I knew how to be striving for the stars while still being happy with where I am, instead of dealing with all the medical issues that pop up with the stress that I've gotten used to. I've made attempts to complete sketchbooks to try and find that old joy in drawing. I've even kept all my old ones. I just haven't had the time to dedicate to filling one out. And you'd think, well, eventually the sketchbook has to be full, right? Like, even if I do one drawing in it a year, if it's got 30 pages, I'll be finished with the sketchbook in 30 years, right? Unfortunately, I seem to have acquired some sort of mental block to finishing one before I just give up and start another. I'm so hyper aware of the composition of the art on my pages, or how diverse or well-paced they are, ? Like, oh, I gotta spread out my figure drawings so they don't take up the whole middle, and I already did pencil drawings on this page, better color in whatever I do on the next one. Like, I get nervous if the sketchbook doesn't have a theme. A lot of really stupid things that shouldn't factor into a casual sketchbook at all, but I get so worried about living up to my own new standards for myself that I'll panic at my current one and I'll jump to a new one and just start over. And this standard has extended into my online art as well. I hardly post to DeviantArt anymore because I worry that what I make is just never good enough. I'd contacted my MCN to ask for some advice on my channel, and when they told me that I should be uploading twice a week, initially I panicked because I didn't know how to produce more than I already was. At the time, I was posting once a week. Like, that's a lot for an animation and art channel. My very first thought was maybe I could incorporate speed paints into my schedule, and then I got excited because I thought it would give me an excuse to actually make illustrations again. I couldn't bring myself to make finished pieces until I could make it a part of my work schedule. How fucked up is that? I do really, truly, genuinely love my job, but I have those what-if moments where I wondered if I did something wrong that I could have changed when I was still drawing for fun that would make my art life easier now. So many artists are so incredible at such a young age, and that just wasn't me. I wanted to be a good artist, but I was entirely self-taught, so I was never pushed to experiment and practice things outside of my element until it was already my job. Would it have been easier if I focused more on improving then so I didn't have to feel like I have so far to go now, or would that have just started my stress earlier in my life and not helped me now because I'll always be my own harshest critic, even if my art hypothetically was the most amazing and where I wanted it to be and just perfect, you know? Would being stressed out early be worth it because I'm gonna be stressed anyway, and who cares when it starts as long as I'm getting my gains? I don't know. All these questions are dumb and hypothetical. Clearly, there's nothing I can do about the past. The point is just that I wish I was better. I wish I had a happy wrap up to this, like, oh, I discovered this method and I cracked the code and I really think it's gonna work. But the reality is I've got really high standards for myself, I'm still learning how to draw, and I'm still learning how to go about my life. Maybe one day I'll find a balance of work and personal satisfaction. Maybe one day I'll actually be happy with the level that I've brought myself to and I can be happy with everything I make. Doubtful. I doubt such a state exists, but a girl can dream. Until then, I'm content with the fact that I'm driven to keep going, and I'm excited to see where I'll end up if all this hard work pays off. Man, this just started out as a warrior speed paint. Look, there's cats! I still don't know how to shade fur patterns in a clean way, but hopefully my color theory is getting better. I changed the layout in the piece completely because the perspective in the old pieces was weird with the fence that came up to her ears. It wasn't cutting it for me. And I'm still just too dumb to figure out how to properly execute that composition and perspective. So, you know, fuck it, just redo the whole thing, that's fine. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm coming up on my 8th anniversary of being a YouTuber. I might have already passed it by the time this video goes up. I know a lot of you guys have supported me and watched me grow from the very beginning, and that means so much to me. Thank you to all the new people who've hopped on board to see how I'll turn out from here. So sorry for the delay in videos, and if there's a notable change in audio quality, both of these would be because I just moved. Packed up, moved into a house with Mason and Rain. So excited, but oh my god, it's been so stressful. So very sorry about that. Thank you so much for being patient with me, but also thank you so much to my Patreon supporters who made this move so much easier with the financial support. Since I haven't been able to give YouTube my 100, it's been very relieving knowing that I've got their support. I've got a little bit of money still coming in. Makes it a lot easier. I am repeating myself. Anyway, $2 patrons get access to everything that I post. My work's in progress, my videos early. This speed paint was up there a few weeks early. They get my comic pages early when I have them ready, and I do requests whenever I have time. And $10 patrons get their names read off in the credits just like this. Thank you so much to the following lovey-dovey donors: Angel Hickman, Stephen Williams, Dexter Koch, Kristaru, Omar Reyes, The Spice King, Aiden Strong, Daniel Baton, Mr. Angry Fat Man, Firework Cat 25, Ivy Rosie, Roxas Prowers, Inugami Black, Max Matheson, Blah Watermelon, Night Mage 14, Sheriff Yeehaw, Ariel the Skelegoat, Witch Toby, Kutera Zelphus, Shay Thorne, Cater, Alex, Ryan Reeves, Sinister Stephanie, Ellie Vexel, Kojin Takina, Blade the Wolf Artist, Universe Noodle Soup, Cheerless, Maxine Lujan, Key the Queen, Jacob Dunham, Risk, Ethan Gardner, Fallen Zippo, Hubert Dezek, Slade X, Double Anon, John Wanach, Chesamoon 18, Stupid Genius, Johnny Thornhearted, Aswick, Arctic Sentry, Mirror Mask, Raphael Dezappa, Sylveon Dream, Chyler B, Basket Case, Juno Orleus, Tosin, Dude Muse, Zebulite, Cheese Sprout, SS Ignaire, Decaf Hero, Makaru, Chris Sigma, Sweet S, Fox, Hatsashiba, Jeremy Reedinger, Shell, Blue Turtlebug, Faley, Zelos Tokumoto, Inferosa, Red Chibi, Antiqua, Nimukos, Dust Munchies, Baked Potato, Shade Audentities, Fire Mega Man Zero, Alley Cat Raichu, Nifty, Arwen, Riley Gas, Russell the Jimmies, Pablo the One, Uwu, Froklin Got Cursed, Oh Whoa, Salmon and Soup, Our Brightest Stars, Dosco, Malat Mafev, Glacial, Nikos, William Waller, Richard Rivera, Echo Syndicate, Goldackery, Michael, Caleb Whitman, Emma Joy, Wolfgirl453, Gus Daniels, Gergims, Echo Titans, Jacob Wentworth, CZM Avery, Andrew Robinson, Fiverr26, SJH Studios, Norman, Too Much Spirit, Darvin Avila, Stephen Coop, Mauricio Gutierrez, Sober Dogs, Jassy Purse, Jordan Brooks, Shadow, Kuma Osama, Tanner Ramaj, Hellgrey, Namorphous, Navadi, Decanacrosa, Cobaltum, Chris Best, Foxy Band, Kaido, War Raven 123, Morty LS, Trash Zuma, Lena the Swagmaster, Newbie, Daniel Saria, Alpha Chungus, Creed, Seth Haynes, Inky, Zarman, Kurt Coleman, Red Fantasies, T Deadsec, Hip Hop Highland, Jason Can Draw, Electric Ninja, Dan Warren, Cookie Brook, Mercy Mayhem, Frenchie the Fry, Jonathan DeMoisey, Elmira 503, On Fire 117, Bambao Coda, Philosophox, Chirosaro, Lutheru, Michael McLaughlin, Risuri Anakari, Ugrin, Finale, Amanda Ackerman, Honeybee, Delirious Decidueye, Force Raider, Jordan Alexander Sanchez, Stephen Hansen, Ravencloud, Bluebones Neo, Scribble Jelly, Book Fan Geek, Qcon Hime, Ashfear, Tiny Generous Heel, Jack Routh, Catherine Sokolowski, Give That Frog a Hug, The Scorched Blaze, Swift Chaos, Johnny Stars, Car Stark, Strange, The Lovely Kiara, Orion Horizon, Blue, and Kabuki. Thank you so much for your support. If you would like to check out my Patreon, you totally can. I post whenever I can. Also, if you want to see other things, I've just launched some new merch in my merch store. You can check that out. There's pins and posters and stuff. Or you could just keep watching my videos. Or you could not, because I suck. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye. Have a nice day.